Hi everyone, Savannah Reed here. Before we dive into the most intense chapter of my life, a story of betrayal, lust, and the dark side of desire, I just want to thank our incredible subscribers. You are the soul of this channel. And if you're new here or just stopping by, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's go back to the moment everything began to unravel. I always thought I had it all. I'm 38 years old, blonde hair, green eyes, and for the better part of my adult life, I lived what most people would call the dream. I had the house, the marriage, the safety. My husband, Harrison Reed, was everything you could want. Handsome, successful, attentive. We made love gently, talked about our future often, and laughed over wine in our kitchen like a picture-perfect couple. But that illusion shattered the night he looked at me across the candlelit table and said calmly, "I want you to feel alive again." I laughed at first, nervously. I tried to brush it off as one of those strange midlife moments. But Harrison didn't laugh. He squeezed my hand and held my gaze. "I mean it, Savannah. You're not happy. I see it, and I want you to feel what it's like to burn again." His words haunted me. Was I really so empty? Was our life so dull that I needed someone else to awaken me? That night, I stared at myself in the mirror, confused, hurting, and angry. I tried to push the thought away, but Harrison had planted a seed, and every glance, every soft kiss after that moment watered it. It wasn't long before the fantasies started. Late at night, with Harrison asleep beside me, I would slide my hand between my thighs and picture someone else. Strong hands, a darker touch, a kind of hunger I had never known. I hated myself for it, but I couldn't stop. 2 weeks later, everything changed. It was an ordinary Wednesday afternoon. I was at the gym, barely making it through a lackluster workout, when I saw him, Malik Hunter. He was unlike any man I had ever seen. Tall, powerful, his skin glistening with sweat, muscles stretching his black tank top like they might tear it apart. His eyes locked with mine across the room, and it felt like the air had been sucked from my lungs. When he approached, my entire body tensed. "You need a spot?" he asked, his voice low and velvety. I nodded, too stunned to speak. His hands brushed my waist as he helped guide the bar. That simple touch sent electricity straight to my core. I bit my lip, barely holding back a gasp. Afterwards, I thanked him. He smiled. "You come here often?" Cliché. But when he said it, it felt dangerous. Like a door was opening that I wouldn't be able to close again. I left the gym shaking. I sat in my car, tears streaming down my face, trembling with guilt and need. I should have driven home. But instead, I texted Harrison. "I met someone." His reply came immediately. "Good. Tell me everything when you get home." I was falling into something dark and wild, and I didn't know how to stop it. That weekend, it happened. Malik's hands gripped my thighs as he lifted me onto the hotel dresser. His dark skin glowed under dim lights, sweat trailing down his chiseled chest. My fingers dug into his back as he entered me slowly, one deep thrust that stole the breath from my lungs. I cried out louder than I ever had in my life. Across the room, Harrison sat silently in a velvet chair, his eyes fixed on mine, one hand in his pants, watching, approving. I had never felt so dirty. I had never felt so desired. That night didn't end in the hotel room. It rewrote every part of me. The days after were a haze. Malik became an obsession, a secret fire I fed in silence. We met again and again. Hotels, back seats, dark corners where decency didn't dare follow. I lived for his touch, for the way he claimed me without apology. But something shifted. Harrison barely spoke anymore. He would watch me with that same quiet intensity, but never ask where I had been. His silence scared me more than his words ever could. And then came the message. Thinking about you, gorgeous. Let's not leave it at one night. Malik, I should have blocked the number. Instead, I texted back. That Friday, I put on the tightest red dress I owned. The one Harrison once said made me look like trouble. When I walked downstairs, his eyes met mine, calm, knowing. Going somewhere? He asked casually. Out for a drink, I said. Be safe. That was all. No jealousy, no anger, just a smirk playing on his lips like he knew exactly what was about to happen. The Black Orchid Lounge was dim and seductive, filled with jazz and flickering candles. When I walked in, Malik was waiting at the bar. His smile, slow, dangerous, melted me. Without a word, he pulled me close and whispered, You came. I shouldn't be here, I whispered back. But you are. He led me to a private booth. His hand slid up my thigh under the table, fingers finding the edge of my lace panties. I gasped, trembling. Tell me to stop, he said. I couldn't. I didn't want to. In that booth, I came undone, over and over, silently trembling while strangers laughed and drank just feet away. Later, in the alley behind the lounge, he pinned me to the wall, lifted me effortlessly, and took me again. Rough, desperate, beautiful. When it was over, he kissed my forehead. This is only the beginning. But beginnings often lead to brutal ends. One night, I came home from another sinful meeting with Malik, ready to confess everything to Harrison, to understand why he'd let this happen. I found him in his office. His laptop was open. On the screen were videos of me, with Malik, dozens of them, every kiss, every moan, every filthy act. You filmed me? I choked. He sipped wine, calm and cruel. I had cameras installed the first night. I needed proof. Of what? That you were exactly who I thought you were. Weak, starved, easy. The words cut like knives. You set me up. No, he said, standing. You made your own choices. I just gave you permission. His next words crushed what was left of my soul. Malik was paid to seduce you, paid to destroy you. I collapsed. And then he showed me something else. Another video. Harrison in our bed. With Madison, my best friend. Their bodies tangled, their laughter like a dagger in my chest. You stopped loving me years ago, he whispered, so I ended it my way. The fallout was swift. The divorce, the humiliation, the videos leaked. My name became a punchline on gossip sites. Friends vanished. My job let me go. Malik disappeared like smoke. Now I live in a tiny apartment, alone, broken, haunted. And I wonder, when did my life truly end? Was it when Harrison offered me to another man? Or was it long before that, when I stopped seeing the man I married and started chasing something I didn't understand? I don't have the answer, but I do know this. I thought I was seeking freedom. I found a cage, a golden, glittering trap built by my own hands. And in the end, Harrison was right. I destroyed myself. If this story shook you, if you felt even a fraction of what I lived through, leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. And don't forget to subscribe. There's more to come. Because this was just the beginning.